Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Jazari Qual, back with another video. Wow. I feel kind of overwhelmed making this. I don't know. So 2019 for me is supposed to be a year of discovery, of finding out more about, myself and embracing my ethnicity, my culture, experiencing new things and going to new places and meeting new people. I don't want this to be an entire documentary, but just please watch to the end. For as long as I can remember in my life, I don't want to say I've been a victim, because I don't want to feel like somebody had power over me in a certain situation. I don't want to feel like somebody took something away from me in this scenario. Over the last couple weeks, a lot of things have just been adding up. Actually, no, not even the last couple weeks. Pretty much for the last 23 years of my life, which is how old I am. So pretty much my entire life, I have been exposed to racism, and it sucks. It has happened in many different forms, in many different fashions, in many different degrees. So the other day for Mother's Day, I went to a store. I guess I'm just gonna leave the name out. It doesn't really matter. I went and bought a few bouquets of flowers to give to people who have been motherly figures for me in my life. I did the self-checkout because I hate lines and I really didn't want to wait there, and I was also in a hurry anyways. So I did the self-checkout, and as I was walking out, the greeter was like, "Let me check your receipt. I need to check your receipt." I'm like, okay, fine. And I straight up asked her, I was like, "Do you check everyone's receipt?" She's like, "Pretty much." That's a damn lie, because people who had just walked out before me, you didn't check the receipt. All you did was wave goodbye and thanks for stopping in. You didn't check the receipt, and guess what? They were white. And people could say like, "Oh, there's a lot of things that go to, you can't just jump into racism, like, why it's not always, why is it got to be about race? Why is it got to be about race?" We've all heard that from someone, why is it got to be about race? It is always, always, always about race. Subconsciously, consciously, it always comes back to that, which sucks. Like, it's hard, it's bad to think about. I feel like that's what it always comes back to. It's always about race. When I was in daycare as a newborn, my mom walked into the daycare to pick my brother and I up, and they had told my brother he couldn't play with the other kids because he was black. They let me sleep on a mat on the floor because they wanted only the white kids to use the cribs. A lot of stuff has happened to me even before I could comprehend it or understand why. Why are people treating me this way? Why? You feel me? When I was in elementary school, I remember in the lunch line, this girl told me she could not stand by me because her mom told her she is allergic to black people. Straight up. My mom said I can't be around black people because I'm allergic to them, so I can't stand next to you. You have to go down the line. It is just incredible, the things people teach their kids. That was what, maybe 15 years ago? Lots of things happen. There are a lot of people who think to themselves, why do I need to try harder? I'm a young black male in America. People think I'm not going to amount to much. I'm never going to be anything. Fuck it. Who cares? I'll do what I want. I'll hang out with who I want if I end up down that way. I don't think people realize what happens around them. And the worst part too is when you try to voice or speak your opinions and things like that. I've gotten into social media wars with people on Facebook and things like that, where somebody would tell me how I should feel because of the situation. If a video goes viral of a young black man getting shot down by the police or police brutality, and then, somebody comments like, "Oh, you guys shouldn't feel this way. All lives matter, this and that and that and this." It sucks. You want to know why? Because you don't get to tell me how to feel. You don't get to put me in a category. You don't get to tell me how I should react to a situation. That is very, very shitty, for one. And for two, you don't understand what I'm going through. You don't understand my struggle. You should not tell people how they should feel if you cannot understand their struggle. Yes, you can sympathize, you can empathize, but the moment you tell somebody, be like, it's not that big of a deal, and this and that and that and this and that and this and this and that, no. Stop. When me and my brother were around the age of maybe 11, 12, 13, somewhere around that age, pre-teens, early teens, whatever, one of our neighbors in our neighborhood had their front door vandalized, and they called the police and sent them to our house and told the police, well, black kids live there. So you literally think just because we are black and we live in the same neighborhood where there's not really any other black families, you send the police to us because we are violent. We had to have been the ones that vandalized your property because we are the ones that are the black kids in the neighborhood. I literally can't make this shit up. Do you know how bad it sucked to be the only minority in a class? when you're learning about things such as slavery and stuff like that, or discrimination, and you're literally the only black kid in the class full of white kids. And I know we've all seen that meme to where it's like, you know, when they talk about racism and everybody turns and looks at them. That shit's not fake. That shit's real. I can't tell you how many times that has happened to me. And we try to categorize people, and we try to label people, and we try to do this and we try to do that. And we always try to bend people to fit our perspective instead of letting people embrace their own perspective. I remember I would experience things like kids would treat me bad at school or things like that, and I'd come home crying and tell my mom, and my mom would always say, you know what? My mom would always say, this skin color is expensive. Nobody can take it away from you. You were made exactly how you were made for a reason. And I'm so pissed at myself that it took me so long to accept that and come to terms, not really accept it, but more to embrace it and be like, you know what? And to say and to think in my mind, I'm a young black man in this country. And even though the odds are stacked up against me and people literally try to set me up to fail, I will succeed. I will be who I want to be, and nobody will take that shit away from me. Right there. Oh, it feels so good. A problem we have as humans is we believe in labels. You know, say if you are a vegan and you go to the store and you're grocery shopping and you look at a label and says ingredients include this, 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 this. You take that as gospel and you trust what that label says. So when we start labeling people, other people follow suit of that. Back in high school, you know, that's how rumors start, or college, or not even that, just like all over the internet and everything. People think this person is this, they must be this, and everybody believes that. When you put a label on somebody or treat somebody like they are less than, that feeds and that grows, and that turns into a fire, and that fire blazes, and that fire causes so much damage to that person. Not everybody is strong enough to embrace what they have or what they came from. If you're a young black guy out there, or, you know, a young Mexican or whatever, don't feed into people's stigmas. You don't have to turn out the way people want you to turn out. He's black, he must be in a gang, or he must be selling drugs, or he must be on drugs, or he's Mexican, he must be legal. He's Asian, he must be this, or that, or that, or this. You can't let people get to you. And it's so much easier said than done, but it starts from within. Once you embrace who you are as a person and understand this is what I was given in life. These are the cards that I were dealt. But you know what? I'm going to turn this bitch into a winning hand. Anyways, I just kind of wanted to just share a couple stories or some incidences that have happened. For a long time, I let all that stuff get to me and just feel like I am less than, or I wasn't going to accumulate to anything. Being a first generation American, not having that same solid foundation that some kids have from their parents, from their families being here for generations, definitely sucks. But you know what? We do what we can. We get better. We do better. We grow from our mistakes. We move forward. Pick yourself up. Move forward. Forward. Best foot first, just in case. I have so many blessings and I have so much to be thankful for. You know, not everybody can say that they are so close to their ethnicity or they're so in tune with their culture. I'm able to speak a completely different language fluently, because I'm so close to the source. You know, I have access to so many generations past that I can learn from my family now. So if you are in a situation, or if you are in a position where you can learn everything about your heritage, where you come from, and your family history and all of that, hold on to that and pass it forward to your family in the future, because generations down the road, your descendants will be grateful to have that information. You know, I love being African. I'm not ashamed of where I come from. I'm not ashamed of my heritage. I'm not ashamed of my culture. I love it all. I embrace it all. It is who I am, and nobody can take that away from me. I'm American. I love America. I was born here, but I'm also African, and that's the blood that runs through my veins. Don't forget to comment and also share this video, because you never know who out there needs to hear these words of empowerment. And if you are new to my channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. And follow me on all my social media links. They'll be linked down below.